Hey, what's up YouTube? It's a Blue Golf Ball today with another Pokemon TCG online video. And today I have made a bet with my wife. And the bet is if I can resist eating from a fast food joint for 2 months, then I can keep my YouTube channel. And so if I fail, I have to close this account. And I'm gonna take this bet and I'm gonna run with it because, for one, you're probably thinking, what's in it for me? And if I do win this bet, what do I get? Well, we'll find out. I'm gonna keep that a secret for now, and until, of course, I'm very confident I can resist going to a fast food joint. But anyways, enough with my bet. We'll get to that some more. Hopefully we don't lose out on this Pokemon channel. I really enjoy this channel. I enjoy, making decks, building decks, showcasing things, giving back to the community, the Pokemon TCG community. And so I don't want to close this down. But if I lose the bet and I do end up eating a burger somewhere, that's gonna be terrible. But I'm very confident that's not going to happen. Anyways, we got Donphan here. This is a 130 HP fighting type Pokemon with 4 energy retreat cost. And the first attack, you guys all know this card. Spinning Turn for 1 fighting energy, does 40 damage, which is Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. You can do crazy stuff like slap a Muscle Band, a Strong Energy, and Fighting Stadium. And then you do Spinning Turn for 1 energy and does 100 damage, But I must throw in here that this Donphan Wailord deck was suggested by FatTurd123. So FatTurd wanted to see a Wailord wall deck with Donphan turning into a Wailord that just sits there and takes a hit, which is kind of the idea. So shout out to FatTurd123. He was the one that created my the picture you see on my YouTube channel and the image right there. I forgot what it is, but like the banner. Anyways, so let's take a look at Wailord here. Wailord is a 250 HP water-type Pokemon. It's got the ability Water Veil. We'll never use it. And it's got High Breaching. We'll never use that either. It does have a 4 retreat cost, but, we have things like Float Stone that can allow something as big as a Wailord to float back. Otherwise, the other supporting cast, we got Sigilif, one of these just for Safeguard. Assuming that our opponent doesn't play something like Silent Lab, we can use Safeguard Sigilif here as a wall itself. We also have Keldeo to Russian and Retreat for scenarios where if, the Snorlax, we just couldn't get an energy drop, we can use Keldeo, or Keldeo can Russian and Retreat. And, yeah, that's about it. You might notice I'm not playing any Robo Substitutes. Probably could, but we're just going to try this route with just the Wailord being the wall. Anyways, we got Computer Search as the aspect of choice. Discard 2 cards and search for any single card you need. This is a max potion here. We got 4 of those because Wailord is such a high HP. You can get max potion, heal off all the damage, and keep Wailord fresh. That'd be great. You got 1 Professor's Letter and 1 Repeat Ball. Now, the Repeat Ball is really good just to get Donphan and Phanpy and also Wailord out. So those are the ones with the multiple copies. Start the Megaphone to discard our Pokemon, our opponent's tool cards. Got 1 Switch here. Got 1 Ultra Ball. Now, we're only playing 1 because really, if we need to use Ultra Ball, we'll just get it for, one of these 2 since we only have 1 copy of those. And then we have Repeat Ball. Now, you're thinking, why such a low number of balls? Pokeballs, I mean. We'll see in a little bit. We got 2 VS Seekers, 1 Colress, and here we go. We got 3 Karinas. This is going to be kind of a primary source to search out fighting type Pokemon. And it can be really handy to search out the maybe another level ball, or not level ball, Repeat Ball, or Professor's Letter, or any other item cards that we need. So 3 of those. Got 2 Lysanders, 1 Lysander's trump card, 4 Ents, 4 Junipers. That's it for the support line. As for our stadium, we got 3 Fighting Stadiums. Again, very useful for Donphan Spinning Turn. So only 3 of those. 2 Float Stones. One's mostly just to play it onto the Wailord and retreat with it, or we can play it on Keldeo and do Russian and Retreat. The Russian Retreat really works well for things like if we run into like Poison or Paralysis. If we're playing against a deck that does a lot of Paralysis, we don't want our Wailord to get paralyzed, and we play a Float Stone on the Wailord, and the Wailord can't retreat, right? Or even asleep, Of course, we can always attach an energy to Wailord, and then the Wailord would, wake up or whatever. But we don't really want to burn energies on Wailord, so we can use Keldeo for those kind of scenarios. We got muscle bands here, 3 of them, and it's 4, 4, and 4 for these energies. And that's it for the deck. Let's go ahead and see this Donphan Wailord deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Okay, that was a little weird. Looks like we're playing against Muddion, and I don't remember what my opponent was playing, or what kind of deck my opponent was playing, but we see the black and white sleeves. Those are always a classic, and those freebies that you automatically get. Anyways, we start off with not a very good hand. Not a very good hand at all. I'm going to actually go with Wailord since it's just a huge target. And might just end right there, and no need to play this. Ooh, wow, we see a Pochina or a Pochina. It's kind of like a hyena. It's a bite Pokemon. That's interesting. And we're battling against Groudon. We see a Great Ball, and we see the Crocodile. Crocodile. Yeah, that's right. Anyways, if you are a One Piece fan, there's a guy named Crocodile as well in the One Piece series. And that's it. My opponent attaches energy and passes the turn. I'm going to go ahead and play a repeat ball, get another Phanpy out, and potentially thinning the deck a little bit too. Let's go ahead and play the Sigilif. I'm going to go and play this here. And we will end the turn. Hopefully we can draw into a better supporter and kind of go on from there. My opponent has a Groudon EX here with 4 retreat, so not sure what my opponent would do there. I think I'm gonna. A part of me wants to hang on to the strong energy, but I don't want to really miss an energy drop. But at the same time, I'm gonna end the turn because in case my opponent plays Enhanced Hammer or has 2 Enhanced Hammers, I don't know. We see my opponent play an energy search here, being able to probably search for a fighting energy, probably going for the Groudon EX. Oh, never mind, going for the Crocodile here, Crocodile EX. Second bite. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. We even get another Phanpy here. Not exactly what we need. We do have the Max Potion here that we want to hang on to. If we can top deck a Floatstone, that would be fantastic. Wow, Megaton Fang. That's a one-hit knockout on our Donphan. Being able to discard a card from... Okay, wait, discard a card from your hand. If you can't discard a card... Oh, well, look at that. We even get the Floatstone. That is fantastic. My opponent is weak to fighting, so why not? Let's just bring him out here. Let's go for the retreat. And let's go for the spinning turn, hitting 200 damage. Switching into the Wailord EX. Wow, that was pretty devastating for my opponent. Powering up that Crocodile, whatever, and losing all 4 energies. That was 4 turns right there that my opponent had to use to charge him up. And there we go. My opponent goes for the Lysander's trump card. And oh my goodness, my cards are gone. I don't know what they are. What just happened there? My opponent, I don't know. Whatever happened to those cards, they just didn't work anymore. But anyways, we have an opportunity here to knock out. I believe we can knock out this Groudon. Why not? Let's go ahead and even bring out a Muscle Band because we can bring a Muscle Band out here, and there we go. We'll go for the wreck, and that was insane, hitting for a ton of damage. My opponent promotes the Pochina here, and man, we're gonna have to play another match here because this one, I apologize, my friends. My opponent concedes, and yeah, that's it. There we go. I don't think my opponent was able to even put a single damage on the field, on my side of the field, and yeah, so there we go. You're gonna have to play another match here because, of course, we get a new daily challenge here. Let's see, I'm going to go with the water. Put 15 evolution cards into play. What I'll probably do is play the Empoleon Swampert deck with this. That'd be pretty good. So let's go ahead. We'll do that, and I'm gonna go and play another match here with the Wailord and Donphan combo, and we are going up against Barack Obama 1. This cannot be the real Barack Obama. No way. If this was the real Barack Obama, I mean, I'd be pretty impressed. But we start off with not a very favorable hand. Let's see here. My opponent can definitely do a knight attack in the first turn. So that's kind of inconvenient. That way my opponent can actually snipe the bench. And so what I want to do is, let's go ahead. We'll discard this energy. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. And I don't know. My opponent can always just knight attack anyway. So there's really no need to bring out the Wailord or the Sigilif. My opponent would just target them anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring out another Phanpy, and then I'm going to end the turn. So what I'm going to do in the next turn is evolve, and then I will discard my hand and bring out a Juniper using the computer search. That's kind of the plan, and at least we'll start to attack, right? And thinking about this again, I probably should have Ultra Balled for something else, but I think the chance to evolve again in the next turn was just too great of a chance for me to lose that opportunity. When we get off that Juniper, if we can get another Donphan and throw him down, I think that's a better play than getting out a Sigilif or a Wailord that, you know, it's not really an attacker. It's just going to be used for a wall anyway. So my opponent goes for a Master Ball, getting out a Jirachi. My opponent might be going for perhaps an N, but I'm thinking a Juniper or a Sycamore. And no, it's a Getsis. Oh, man, that is awful. We lose out on our computers. Who plays a Getsis, man? That threw me off. Barack Obama plays a Getsis, apparently. So, see, in hindsight, if I would have known my opponent plays a Getsis, you know, I mean, I would probably discarded my hand, you know, those item cards and played a supporter. But whatever. The thing with the Getsis is that my cards go back into my deck, so who knows? Maybe I'll top deck a Juniper anyways. We see my opponent use the Hypnotoxic Laser, plays an Ultra Ball, gets out the Cresselia EX, and we do wake up, but it doesn't really matter. My opponent does go for a Knight attack right over here. So let's go ahead. We will get another Donphan into play, and let's go for what's in our discard pile? We have oh boy. I'm just gonna go for the computer search, and wow, my opponent concedes. I don't know what that was about, but okay. So, alrighty then. I guess. So let's take a look really quick. Yeah, nothing really happened. Oh man, darn. Okay. I'm gonna play one last match for you guys with this Donphan Wailord deck. Fat Turd 123 probably wants to see a good battle with the Donphan deck, so I'm gonna see if I could give him to him. And you know, I mean, rule of thumb for me is 3 matches, and you know, if I really can't get a good match within 3 matches, then so be it. Wow, my opponent has a variety of different cards here, even all these full arts. We start off with a Sigilif. I might just go with that, and when I hang on to the Suicune, we do get to draw another card, and we draw into a bunch of Junipers. Oh my goodness, that is not cool. Ooh, this is devastating. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? This is just awful. I'm gonna thin out the deck a little bit. Let's bring out another Wailord, and got the Krina next turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the turn here. At the very least, I want to play a DC here. That way we can rush in and retreat for the next turn. My opponent has a Lugia EX on the play. I'm going to go for the Krina. Wow, we lost a Strong Energy, Donphan, Muscle Band. These dang Junipers. Sometimes I really hate Junipers. You know, they just bug. They just really annoy me. But you know what? We have a good chance here to go ahead and play the Krina for VS Seeker. Karina for a Phanpy via Seeker next turn for Juniper, and kind of go on our merry way. But our Sigilif here will be taking some damage from the poison. My opponent gets a special energy onto Lugia. So let's go with our plan here. I'm going to hang on to the Fighting Stadium. Oh, wow. We only have one Phanpy. Are you kidding me? That means there are 4 Phanpys. 4 in the prize cards. Wow, I can't even fathom this because there's none in here. Oh, wow. That is impressive, to say the least. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We'll just end the turn. I don't mind if the Sigilus takes on some more damage. I'm going to heal it off anyways. In the next turn, I'm going to go for the VS Seeker to get the Juniper and then go and discard my hand. My opponent plays the Plasma Frigate here. For some reason, I can't take a look at it. Oh, there it goes. And my opponent goes for a Bianca. Wow, we see a full art Xerosic and a full art Bianca. A bunch of more full arts hit the field. A full art Dialga EX and a full art Lugia EX. But the Lugia EX and the active spot now has 2 plasma energies. So let's go ahead. We'll just play this here. I'm just going to play this here as well. Let's counter the stadium. And yeah, there we go. We'll just go with a variety of things. I'm going to go for the Juniper. This way the Lysander gets in the discard pile, and then we can always VS Seeker when we ever need it to. We do have one more VS Seeker in the deck. And oh man, this is devastating. Let's rush in, and we'll retreat here. We do have another Float Stone. We'll hang on to that. No need to play the Ultra Ball because we know what's in our deck. So I'm going to go ahead and end the turn here. What I'd like to see is a Starling Megaphone. I want my opponent to play Starling Megaphone now rather than later because I'm going to discard my deck and I'm going to lose out on this Float Stone anyways. Or if I play it next turn and then discard my hand, you know, my opponent would just can just discard both Float Stones. But we have an end here. I don't want to play the end. My opponent only has 3 cards, but we're going to end up needing to play the end, and that's kind of tragic. But, okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to actually discard, let's see here. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to discard a couple things. Okay, so, okay, oh boy. Let's get the Donphan out here. Alrighty then. And you know what? I don't know. We can get the strong energy, but I'm just going to go for the Lysander Strum card. Get this stuff back into my deck, and I'm going to end the turn there. So in the next turn, my opponent only has 4 cards. I mean, anything can happen. My opponent could top deck something like a Lysander. One thing I forgot to do is rush in and retreat to get rid of this poison. I kind of went ahead of myself, but we'll play the Juniper in the next turn, and you know, all our cards that we need are back in our deck. So hopefully we can get an energy there. I mean, what I could have done was play the computer search, right, for a strong energy, rush and retreat, hit the Lugia, but I don't know. I just felt a little more comfortable just getting our resources back in the deck and kind of going on from there. My opponent does get a Colress machine going, powering up the Dialga from the bench. And here we go. Let's go ahead. We'll just go and rush in. We do get the strong energy. And let's see here. I'm going to retreat into the Donphan. We'll go with a spinning turn. We'll bring out the Sigilif. And, yeah, again, if my opponent has Hypnotoxic Lasers, we can just rush in and retreat. I totally forgot about that. My opponent does get an EV on board. That means I better start using the Wailord. It's nice to know that we have another Float Stone here again, in case my opponent, ever does anything else. So, you know, the funny thing is we don't have any more Phanpys. The only one we can power up is, and that's it. My opponent concedes. Okay, oh, sigh. Okay, that's a little depressing. Couldn't really get any good matches here today. Alright, now I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to play one last match. If I lose and I get totally dominated, hey, we won 3 matches in a row. I'll take that. And, yeah, that's a little devastating, winning 3 in a row, and then, I don't know. So we got to see. So here we go. We are playing against Bielfegor. and it is a Psychic and Grass deck. We flip heads, and we do get to go first. If we can get our setup going, that would be fantastic. We don't start with a Karina. That's a bit of a bummer. If we did start with the Karina, it'd be very easy just to go with the strong energy and play the Donphan, and next turn play the switch, and then even play the end and then turn after that. So, and my opponent concedes. What is going on here, man? 4 wins in a row. Okay, you know what? All right. I'm gonna play one last match. So that one, let's just pretend that never happened, okay? Let's just pretend the first 4 never happened. All right, we're going to start fresh. Brand new slate here. All right, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's take a look. We'll be playing against HKNYC, and it's a Lightning and Grass type. We'll go for heads. We do flip, and we get the coin toss here. We start off with a... I'm actually going to go with the Sigilif because the retreat cost is a little bit lighter, and you never know what your opponent's going to start with. And since we're going first, I'm just going to hang on to this hand. I can always play Fan P if I need to. And, okay, we're playing against Voltorb and Executes. Very interesting. Alrighty then. You know what? I'm just going to end the turn here. My opponent only has 4 cards now with the top deck. I'm wondering what kind of deck this is, because it's probably going to be some kind of Executor deck. And here we go. It is. We see the Crushing Hammer, and it's going to be an Executor deck. We see the Electrode on the bench, and oh boy, a variety of things here. Let's go with the Juniper. And okay, it's a bit of a bummer. We weren't able to get everything that we needed. But what I want to do is, let's see here. There's 6 cards in play. Boy. All right, so I want to at least get a shot at using computer search again. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the turn here. I'll evolve into Donphan in the next turn. I'll play the Colress. Hopefully we can get Floatstone and an energy drop. That would be great. We see, oh man, a head ringer. That's not even useful. Let's go ahead. We'll evolve here, and I'm going for the Colress for 7. We do get the energy drop here, and it's a bit of a bummer. I do want to start attacking, so let's go ahead. We'll get the Floatstone, I guess. How many Floatstones do we got? Oh man. Since my opponent is going to be doing a supporter lock anyways, what I want to do is play my supporters now. So let's go ahead. We'll get the Karina in the next turn. We should, yeah, let's get the Karina. I think that'd be pretty good. Either that, or if we want to draw more cards, I want to go for a Juniper. But at the same time, I don't want to lose out on my Stadium cards. So let's go ahead. We'll play the Karina, and we'll end the turn. And so that way, at least we can play the Karina and even get a VS Seeker to get the Colress back into our hand. That'd be nice. Okay, and that's it. My opponent passes the turn. We'll play the Karina. Oh, man, I probably should have played the VS Seeker. We top-decked this VS Seeker, but I was planning to use this for the Floatstone anyway. How many Floatstones we got? Oh, man, I'm going to hang on to this Floatstone. Actually, I'm going to go for the switch. So let's go ahead. We'll play this here. And let's play this on the Donphan there. Let's go for the spinning turn. And we'll spin into the Wailord. And that's it for the Voltorb. We do get the VS Seeker, so that way we can always VS Seeker either the Karina or the Colress into our hand. And I'll probably go with the Colress. That way we can still get 7 cards. My opponent hasn't been able to draw into anything in particular. Both Electrodes are in the discard, or in the prize cards. So let's go with the Karina. Don't want to give my opponent any more cards, and we'll even evolve a little bit more. So, darn, we missed on the we definitely missed on the Floatstone. So I'm gonna hang on to this Muscle Band, and let's go ahead. We'll end the turn. What I want to do is bring out the Execute. If we can top deck a Floatstone, I'll just Lysander out the Execute and take him out. You know, this one's got the Muscle Band. This one doesn't have anything. But the funny thing is that these Executes, they can always just come back because of propagation. So there we go. My opponent goes for the... Oh, man. So one thing we can do here, I don't want to play an N, giving my opponent more cards. But I do want to wake up, right? So let's go ahead. We'll do this so that the Donphan, the Wailord wakes up. And then what I want to do is just play the Juniper. If we can get the Floatstone, and we do, let's go ahead, we'll retreat. We got a couple options here. Let's go ahead, we'll spinning turn and go into the... oh my goodness, was able to hit my Donphan, even though my Donphan was on the bench. That's funny. And here is the execute, gonna start locking up our supporters over here. Gonna wait and see. We do have the Floatstone here. If anything, if my opponent discards the Floatstone with a Starling Megaphone, we have another DCE that we can play and do a full retreat. That's insane. But I'm gonna take my chances, and you know, so my opponent's able to hit quite a bit here. Let's go ahead. We'll play the Donphan here, and I'm gonna just, you know, why not? Let's just attach the energy. We'll go with the spinning turn, hitting for 60, and let's bring the Wailord once again into the active spot. My opponent has one card, and I'm wondering if that's gonna be a supporter card that my opponent's gonna be using. If not, then you know, it's nice to know that we played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 supporters in the discard pile. That's pretty nice. So the nice thing about this deck is, you know, playing against this Executor deck is that, like, our Wailord will most likely survive multiple turns, because the execute really only outputs, like, I don't know, 30 damage, you know, something like that. It's pretty weak. So, okay, and there you go. Let's go and wreck this little execute and get the victory. That was just rude. I apologize. But anyways, oh well, let's take a look at this prize. So there we go. That is a Donphan Wailord deck. We actually went up against a rogue deck that's pretty popular. Execute has gotten some play, you know, here and there because of its popularity. Otherwise, I couldn't really show any other good battles. And oh man, we just get 50 coins. Anyways, that's it for the deck, and hopefully I can win this bet against my wife. I'm banking on, you know, 2 months. That's a piece of cake. How many? I mean, come on, guys. You know, let's be honest, right? How long have you lasted without having fast food? Anyways, if you are new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. If you guys have any deck ideas, shoot them my way, and I'll see to it if I can build it. And yeah, you guys take care. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.